With the NBA play-in wrapping up tonight, we tip off the NBA playoffs tomorrow afternoon as the Brooklyn Nets head to Philadelphia to take on the 76ers. Here are the NBA champion odds for the upcoming tournament. The Bucks currently have the best odds to win it all. Hi. Hi, Perk.
What's up?
Perk, who's the player with the most to gain from a strong playoff run?
Y'all ready for this one?
I'm ready.
It's actually a guy that has accomplished a lot. Won the finals MVP, 2 times MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. His resume is long. And that's Giannis Antetokounmpo. When it comes down to it, when I look at the guys that are in the postseason right now, Joel Embiid, Jokic, LeBron, AD, Ja Morant, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kawhi Leonard. When I look at Giannis and I look at what he has the opportunity of doing, leading this team to his second championship and possibly winning another Finals MVP, he will go down as the second greatest power forward of all time. And I believe that he's going to do it. So when I look at Giannis and I say, you know what? I'm looking at the players that he got to go through. In the Eastern Conference, he's probably going to have to go through Jason Tatum or Joel Embiid. In the West, he's probably going to have to go through Steph or LeBron or even, a young Ja Morant or even Kevin Durant. When you look at what Giannis has already accomplished, if he could pull this off along with winning the Finals MVP, Giannis will go down as the second greatest power forward of all time behind Tim Duncan. And he still would have about 6 or 7 years left to actually catch Tim Duncan, which he wouldn't be far away from him.
So let's just say that I agree with your synopsis of things and he solidifies himself as number 2 all time. Kendrick Perkins, when do we talk about number 2 in this world? We don't talk about number 2 much in this world, do we? Even though we know we don't really talk about number 2 much in this world. Let me throw something at you. Rather than you huffing and puffing and getting all frustrated. I'll put a smile on your face because you see, Kendrick Perkins, before I give you my answer to this question, what I want you to think about is I want you to think about soap operas. I want you to think about those storylines. I want you to think about fantasies. You understand? I want you to think along those lines, Kendrick Perkins, all right? Kendrick Perkins. What if Jalen Brunson leads the New York Knicks to the NBA Finals? You tell me what would be bigger than that. This dude who was a backup point guard, who only really got his shine once Luka went down last year early in the playoffs. He beat Utah, and then they ultimately beat Phoenix and got to the conference finals against Golden State. He leaves Dallas, okay, because they don't want to pay him $56 million out. He comes to New York City, Gotham City, the New York Knicks, who ain't been relevant really since 1999. In New York City, the place where KD was, where Kyrie was. And this brother goes to the Garden where Julius Randle is. By the way, he was an all-star. And Jalen Brunson got snubbed. And he rolls up in the playoffs. Averaging 24 and 6, 49% shoot. New York Knicks, Tom Thibodeau on them. The defense is flowing. Emmanuel Quickly's coming off the bench. Grimes coming off the bench. I mean, everything going on. Julius Randle ain't dribbling 7 times before launching a 3. R.J. Barrett found his 3. All of this is happening. And they knock off Cleveland. And they knock off Milwaukee. And they knock off Boston or Embiid in New York City. I'm just talking to fantasy, baby. I'm just talking to fantasy. When we ask the question, who has the most to gain from a strong playoff run, that's fantasy. And it could be reality, but we're allowed to fantasize. If Jalen Brunson has the ball put in his hands by Tom Thibodeau who says the hell with Julius Randle, get your big butt on the block, use that power game, show them the man-child that you are, but we gonna allow this brother to make the decisions. This brother to have the ball in his hands. This brother to decide where we go and how we go. And that takes New York by storm and leads the New York Knicks to the NBA Finals. You tell me what's going on in the NBA that would be bigger than that.
The only thing that's bigger than that is your wishful thinking. See, Molly, this is what you get when you
What?
get emotions and medication, and you mix the two together. You get exactly what Stephen A. just
Yeah, he
did.
keeps talking
'Cause
about
you know-
let's fantasize. Let's go to fantasy world.
you-
I'm like,
Hey,
what?
hey, I'm alive.
You-
Like
I'm alive.
fantasy worlds. Like what are you doing in your free
You-
time?
You know damn well that the Knicks is not beating no damn Milwaukee Bucks.
I know
Okay,
that.
let's make
I do
that
know
very,
that.
very
I
clear.
do know that. I do know that. But what if he did?
Okay, but
What if they went to the conference
okay,
finals? What if they went to the conference finals? What if they upset Milwaukee, but they lose in the conference finals? If they upset Milwaukee, did you see how the New York Knicks? Do you see how New York was when the Knicks won one playoff game against Atlanta 2 years ago? Did you see that? You see that?
Yeah.
If they beat Cleveland and Milwaukee, oh my Lord. I mean, orange and blue skies, baby. Orange and blue skies.
And guess what? I'm with you on that. But again, when it comes down and you brought up the number 2, and you're right, when we come on here, we always discussing the number 1. But this number 2 that I'm talking about, he still is going to have 5 or 6 years left to play. He's still current. He's still playing. And so he's probably going to catch that number 1. But what I'm saying is we've been waiting on the postseason like this, right? We've been waiting on the postseason where we could see a healthy James Harden, a healthy Jason Tatum, a healthy Joel Embiid, a Jokic, a Braun, AD, Steph Curry, Clay, all these guys. And we got it. And if Giannis rise to the occasion with all of these superstars in this playoff mix and rise to the occasion and get it done, that's a story in itself.
Let me give you a number 2.
That's the biggest story.
Let me give you a number 2. Paul George ain't healthy. What if Russell Westbrook turns back the clock and leads the Clippers to the finals?
Is this another fantasy, or you think this could happen?
Hold on. That's not that much of a... Hold on.
No, I
That's not
just
that
want
much
to be
of
clear.
a...
I just want to be clear for the audience, because I don't know what...
For the audience, Neon, I make enough fantasies come true, so I'm allowed to fantasize myself. That's number 1. Okay? Number 2. All right? Number 2. All right? Number 2, the fact of the matter is...
This is when I wish I had like a dunk tank or an eject button, and I would just like dunk down into the water. You just fall.
saying, Kendrick Perkins, it's not beyond the realm of comprehension. If you got KD and Devin Booker in the West, Morant in the West, LeBron, AD in the West, and Russell Westbrook helps Kawhi Leonard get the Clippers to the finals, that's big.
Well, Russ told you. I think Rondo told y'all the other day. He feel like Russ has something to prove.
But he still picked the Lakers ahead of the Clippers.
Coming up. Joel Embiid